Good afternoon and welcome to Yorkshire Voice on Friday the 22nd of March. I'm Frankie Haresign. Coming up on today's show, parents speak of their devastation as Little Owls Nursery in Gipton is shut due to council budget cuts.
Cutting the costing is just not acceptable. It's just closing nurseries is just not acceptable at all. They could cut costs in other ways.
We'll hear about the former footballers joining up with fans on a march to raise money for motor neurone disease.
And I'm outside of Leeds-Bradford Airport with a spokesperson from a campaign group that is worried about the nighttime flight limits and what's impacting the community.
But first, parents of children at a nursery in East Leeds have spoken about its proposed closure. Little Owls is a council-run nursery, but it's set to close by May due to budget cuts. Our reporter Bethany Turner has more.
Well, I'm stood here outside Little Owls Nursery in Gipton in Leeds. This nursery is run by Leeds City Council and the parents have just received a notice of closure. Now, the decision has been made due to financial restraints on the Leeds City Council. The parents are quite unhappy about this and have given a petition to their local councillors to reverse the decision.
It's just not acceptable because this school is on my route to the children's school behind it, and if this goes, there's no way of my child having an early years school because there's just the other ones are just too far away for me to travel to. My heart sunk yesterday when I read the letter because I just thought, oh, why are they doing this to children at such a young age? Early years is so important though to children, it really is, and it gets them ready for mainstream school. And if they're cutting costs and not wanting these nurseries to open for the early years, it's going to cause mayhem when they go into the mainstream school. My plan now is I'm just going to have to keep him off until he starts fully in September at the school next door because I've got no other option.
A spokesperson from Leeds City Council has said, "We understand the concerns of parents and communities which could be affected by these proposals. Our Little Owls teams are happy to support parents to explore the availability of a place at another Little Owls nursery, and Family Information Service can also advise on other providers in the area." For Yorkshire Voice, I'm Bethany Turner.
Hundreds of people are taking part in a walk today in support of the Derby Rimmer Motor Neurone Disease Foundation. It's dedicated to Bradford City legend Stephen Darby and former Huddersfield Town forward Marcus Stewart, both of whom live with the disease. The walk started at Valley Parade first thing this morning and will end up at Anfield in Liverpool on Sunday evening. Our reporter Phil Towers went along to join the walkers.
Well, the world has marvelled at the efforts of Kevin Sinfield, Rob Burrow and Doddy Weir to support the MND community. Well, now the footballing world is looking to do the same. With March of the Day, it's a 178-mile walk over 2.5 days. Started at Bradford FC and is visiting 17 clubs on the way, including Leeds United and Huddersfield Town, while finishing up at Liverpool. It's all in support of Stephen Darby, Marcus Stewart and the Derby Rimmer MND Foundation.
Well, I'm Associate Director down at Bradford and know Stephen quite well.
Yeah.
And what a charming and really understanding man he is. And you just can't not do something for him. So I think the turnout's been fantastic.
Brilliant. It's good to see so many people come out and support.
Yeah, and there's older people, younger people, and talking to some of the ex-footballers. They're all, I think one that speaks so much of Stephen so high. So let's hope we raise a lot of money.
Even just doing this little thing, just, it felt like we were doing
it creates
something.
the awareness that people really need to understand about the disease and how debilitating it is and the progression of the disease, and just doing this, it's only a small thing for us. People have a lifetime of MD, so it's the least we could do really, making people aware of the cause.
Yeah, I think that seeing what not only Stephen Darby but Rob Burrow, Marcus Stewart as well, and anybody with MND is going through, just I honestly think it's I don't know how to put this delicately, but I don't think I've seen a crueler disease ever.
So it's now reached Elland Road, home of Leeds United. It's great to see local rivals putting their differences aside, all in the support of a really good cause. The next stop after here is Huddersfield, and then it's a long walk over the Pennines, going via Preston North End, we're going via Manchester, to ultimately end up in Liverpool on Sunday.
Marcus and Stephen are doing amazing. They've got most neurons, but they've got motor neurons as well as myself. I was diagnosed 2 years ago, and I'm doing everything that I can to raise awareness. So I brought my family today to help show support for everyone. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's coming.
Well, it's great to see so many people out supporting such a great cause. West Yorkshire Police are investigating alleged racist comments made by Tory donor Frank Hester about Labour MP Diane Abbott. Mr Hester is alleged to have said she made him want to hate all black women at a meeting in Horsforth in 2019. The force have said they are working to establish if a crime has been committed. Previously, Frank Hester had apologised for making rude comments about Miss Abbott, but claimed they had nothing to do with her gender or the colour of her skin. Now, the Prime Minister has condemned Mr Hester's remarks as racist, but has resisted calls to pay back Mr Hester's money. And campaigners against an increase in nighttime flights from Bradford Airport say they're pleased as the council has upheld some of their complaints, but angry that they're not taking any action against the airport. Thea Robertson is live at the airport with us now. Thea.
So the group for action on Leeds-Bradford Airport has come out calling out the Leeds-Bradford Airport for breaching the agreed upon limits for nighttime flights. They've recorded over 600 flights over the limit that was agreed upon when the contract was originally signed. So the council has responded and they've upheld the complaint. However, the group is still pushing for more action. The council refuses to take legal action. I'm here with Ian Coatman, the secretary of this group. Ian, so you guys took it upon yourselves to track all of these flights. Could you tell me a little bit about what you guys have discovered and what concerns were brought up when you were tracking them?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, the airport has strict limits to the number of aircraft that can fly at night, and that's because of the public health impact. You know, there's a direct link between night flights and all sorts of serious health conditions. So we first noticed this in 2022, and we started to count the number of night flights and found incredibly they'd flown almost 800 more flights than they're allowed. So we made a complaint to the council, and the council upheld our complaint and threatened the airport with legal action if it didn't comply in 2023. On the airport's part, they said it was an accident, a mistake, you know, as though they couldn't count their own aircraft. But guess what happened? Last year, they did almost exactly the same thing. So as you say, it was almost 600 flights last year. Unfortunately, the council are not following through with their threat of action, and they've simply repeated that threat. So my question to the council is that threat of legal action didn't work last year. Why do you think it's going to work this year? And of course it won't. So what we face is a third year of the airport just flagrantly breaching the limits that they agreed to.
So 2 years of observation, all of this campaigning, I just need to know, and I believe the viewers want to know, what is the end goal for this campaign?
Well, GABA was created when the airport about 4 years ago revealed plans to double in size. Now that would have a devastating effect upon CO2 emissions, and it would scupper any chance the city has of becoming carbon neutral. So that's why we were created. But night flights are central to that expansion, and so what the airport are trying to do is by expanding night flights, they're hoping to get that expansion working. But it's the public health impact as well of night flights. So there's kind of two things. But in answer to your question, the end goal is to prevent the airport from expanding until there's genuine carbon neutral flying.
Well, so the council has responded. You've had your response to that. And finally, what are some final words that you kind of want to wrap up and make sure that you send the message home? What is this about?
This is about public health. So as I said, the link between night flying and public health issues is well documented. It's understood. This is why there are conditions. So to sum it up, I would say, if there are conditions, why don't you uphold them?
All right. And so that's all we have from Ian today. And the campaign group will still be fighting strong. Back to you in the studio.
Apologies for that. We just had some technical problems. I'm just going to read this statement again. It says, "We appreciate the airport is a business which provides a service and has to make a profit, but like all other companies, it should comply with the permissions it has been given. We are calling on the airport to take urgent action to meet their legal obligations in this regard. Learner drivers across Yorkshire are facing extended delays of up to 14 weeks to book their driving tests, according to a new report from the AA. Our reporter Mimi Ibrahim has been to find out more.
A Freedom of Information request requested by AA Driving School has revealed that 45% of test centres are experiencing severe delays. This means that learner drivers across the country are being faced with an average wait time of up to 14 weeks. We spoke to one driving instructor here in Horsforth about his experiences.
First of all, in Yorkshire, it's almost impossible to get a driving test. So what we did, we changed the way we taught by employing somebody, and the young lady, what she does, she finds driving tests for us. And we've then found that because we're passing people on a regular basis, we found people contacting us from afar. So what we found is everything's changed from normal, everyday, day-to-day, nice and slow driving, learning to drive at your pace, to ramping this up, finding a driving test and working fast with our clients. So we found, things have changed, and because things have changed, we've had to change the way we manage our business.
Well, here in Leeds, it seems as though many people are delaying taking their driving test due to severe delays. Here are some of their thoughts.
My little sister, she had to wait 8 months to get a test booked, and then obviously if she failed it would be another 8 months after that. She learned how to drive after COVID. She only passed last year, and when she was trying to get a test, it was obviously like huge delays from COVID and had to wait like 8 months, so there was quite a lot of pressure on her to pass because obviously she would have to wait after that.
My brothers took a while and he had to keep waiting for cancellations on like an app, so every time someone cancelled he could like sign up to it. But yeah, otherwise he had to wait like at least 6 months for a test, I think.
Now, we've reached out to DVSA for comment, and a spokesperson has said that the priority is to reduce wait times and have pointed to measures introduced since October 2023. They reiterated that learners should only book tests once they are ready to pass it. Reporting for Yorkshire Voice, I'm Mimi Ibrahim.
Well, it's been a beautiful day and there's rumours we could be in for an early spring. Leslie's here with us live in the sunshine.
Hi Frankie, yes, I'm out here. It is a little bit windy and cloudy, but the sun has just come out, which is so nice because I'm warming up a bit. It's a bit cold out here, but you can see beautiful daffodils are blooming. Can you hear me? Can you? Yes, can you hear? You can see our beautiful daffodils there, which are growing. And this weekend on Saturday, it's going to be a little bit cloudy, and Sunday is going to be a beautiful day. So all for you walkers, this is the best day to get walking. Enjoy. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Leslie. Sounds like a mixed bag for the weekend then. And that's about all the time we have for tonight. You can catch up with all the latest news on our Yorkshire Voice social media pages, and make sure you watch again on Monday at 4 o'clock. From me, have a very good evening and a lovely weekend. Good night.